Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Huge gap on Moderna today. Wow, what a shocker. This is all related to this new variant, a new virus that's out now. So all of the pharmaceuticals are up today. And it's like kind of like a black swan, an overnight news that, or maybe it's also, it just fills gaps. That's what we do. We talk about this all the time. The charts fill the gaps 80% of the time. That's why we always bet on it. In my last video, I said pullback, and we're going to talk about it. I was expecting a pullback, but we didn't. And that's why when you day trade, you don't hold overnight positions. And if you do, it better be you better go light on it. So if you're shorting it and holding overnight, you should have had a much smaller position. And again, that's not recommended at all. Especially when there was a dip. I was mostly recommending to buy. That's what I was talking about. But let's take a look at exactly what happened with Moderna, how you could have profited off of the move today, and how you could anticipate this in the future. Remember, this is not financial advice. I do this for education and entertainment purposes only. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below if you enjoy this kind of content. Let's dive into the chart. Moderna is on the docket. Boy, what a crazy gap. I don't think anybody was expecting this. I think it went from $270. This is almost $100 here, up to $80. That is insane. But I said, right, like in my previous video, a full stack reversal. And then this is a situation where swing trading would have been better than day trading. That's fine, but we have our strategy. We pull profits from the market on a regular basis, and that's what we want to do. So we had identified a 3-wave correction, and then we had this hammerish thing, but really it was this coming down hard and fast. We are anticipating pull up. I would say pull back, but coming in testing these areas of previous resistance is previous support is resistance. They flip and flop, and the market likes to test back and forth. When we had flipped to, I think, a weekly chart, we did identify that this was a level of support. Like if we flip through here, it came into this level, so this was expected. This is a breakdown candle, so this is a little bit of technical trading education 101. Breakdown candles on weekly charts, daily charts, 15-minute charts, monthly charts. Markets like to test the highs of breakdown candles and the lows of breakdown candles. Break up candles. So we had a breakdown candle. What does the market like to do? Test the highs of the breakdown candles. That's exactly what it did here. We had a breakup candle here on a multi-week. And what happened? Well, we're back down here again where we started. It took a few months to get there, but it happened. So that's always, if you're looking for an edge in the market, that's an edge that you can have. You need to notice these things, and you can trade against them, use them to trade against. So if you know this, and you can flip into, get into more of a daily chart, and it paints a different picture, and you can kind of set things up. So when we look, this looks a lot different than the weekly chart. We had huge gaps here, and we knew that we were most likely going to fill this gap. What I was expecting is a pullback, maybe to fill the gap here at 250. We talked about that in my previous videos. This would have been a buy, and I would expect to fill this gap. Right, this is still on the table. This gap hasn't been filled yet at 380. I've been talking about that. At the end, I'll link you to those videos so you can take a look at them as well. But that's what happened. That's what's been happening on a daily, weekly perspective. But if we dive on a 15-minute chart, which is on an intraday perspective, how could you have made money from this particular setup? Now, I don't know, like when it gaps up so high, it's kind of hard to chase, and you can get caught, buying a gap up, and it just fails on you. And that's why you need to know and to be experienced. So like, why is there a gap, and where is it gapping into? So we saw that it gapped into the middle here, middle of this area, and this was the closing price of what created the gap, which is here, right? It needs to fill this, that's what it does. So we had a target. So this could have been a buy at the open. Buy, what I always recommend is buy after the 15 minutes, right? We had a breakup candle with a lower wick. That's a bullish candle, and this could have been your out. That would have been a lot of risk here. However, there's a lot of momentum, and there were a lot of shorts right in here that had to cover, and that's what creates volatility. So you would have had a beautiful trade here if you would have got in here at 230 all the way up till 245. That's $15. That would have been a nice trade. We didn't get into this trade today. We didn't do a video the last couple of days, and so that's what I'm trying to stick to. I only trade when I do videos, because if I'm not prepared, if I don't analyze the situation, if I don't create probabilities, then I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the day. And if I'm not ready for the day, then I'm not ready to trade. So we talked about setups for the 23rd, and I was using it for the 24th. As we were going day by day, I was still waiting for that breakdown candle. We said we killed it. We made $1,000 on the way up, plus a couple of day trades of 250. So it was like $1,500 in 2 weeks. Nice. I'm not going to complain. That's nice profits. But what we were looking for was a pullback, and I was looking to get on the short side, but we never got a breakdown candle. We never got it. I was specific with my instructions and saying within the first 30 minutes. So the first two candles, we had to have a breakdown like this here. In this situation would have been no, because we didn't get it, right? I'm trying to find examples here, but here, we had it here. We had a breakdown candle here within the first 15 minutes, and you can see within the first half an hour, if we do get a breakdown candle, here it is, there's follow through. Times when there is not, right? Oh, we had it here too, actually, if we zoom in. Times that there are not breakdown candles within the first 15 minutes, you don't get the trade. So we were conservative, we were waiting for it, and it actually worked in our favor because we didn't execute the trade, because we had specific parameters of what we wanted to follow. Well, so now we have, this gap that most likely we're going to come and back test. So there's going to be some shorting opportunities in the future. It's going to be tricky right now on how exactly I'm going to trade this, because we filled the gap now. So it's going to be, again, if we gap down, these are the fundamentals. There's a bit of technicals around it, but in terms of how to manage your risk, but this is the fundamental. You have your gap down candle within the first 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and then you can short that candle, either put or short selling the stock, and then you use the high as your out. Once we start closing above that high on a 15-minute hourly basis, you get out. And the second option would be if we gap up around 336, 335, and we come into the number of the previous. What is this number here? What's the closing price? If we go on a daily chart, the closing price is, so if we open at 336-ish, I'll say 335, we come down into 329. That'll be a buy, and I'm going to use the low here. It's probably a lot, but 313. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a $30 share, because the risk is very high. We can definitely start filling this gap downwards, right? Absolutely. So those are the two setups. Breakdown candle within the first 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and then if we gap up, come into the closing price. I'm going to buy 30. I'm going to double down on my short. If I do get that breakdown candle, I'm going to do the 60. That's my strategy for tomorrow. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're trading, how you're trading it. I always like to learn from other traders as well. Comment below, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and have a good weekend.